You, Brian, Fish, Wildlife, and Forestry. Okay.
Welcome to the City Council meeting, April 4th, 2017. Please join me in the pledge to the flag, followed by a moment of silence standing. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Item 2 is roll call to council. Council President Pales.
Here.
Councilmember Kerr.
Here, sir.
Councilmember Stokes.
Here.
Councilmember Lancier.
President.
Council Vice President Nelson.
Here.
Councilmember Dickerson.
Here.
Councilmember McGee. Councilmember Eaton.
Here.
Thank you. Item 3 is approval of the minutes of March 21, 2017.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the city council minutes of March 21, 2017.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the council minutes of March 21st, 2017. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
Question.
Discussion call for all in favor of approval of the city council minutes of March 21, 2017, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carried 7-0. Item 4 is correspondence. Item 5 is the council disclosure of ex parte communications. Does any councilman wish to exercise that right? Seeing none, item 6 is a public hearing. We have none. Item 7 is consent items. Is there any separation of consent items?
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve the consent agenda of April 4, 2017.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda for April 4th, 2017. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
Call the question.
Question called for. All in favor of approval of the consent agenda for April 4th, 2017, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carried 7-0. Item 8 is the ceremonial calendar. Item 9 is reports of boards and commissions. Seeing none, we'll go to item 10, audience participation. 3-minute limit. Does anyone wish to address the council?
Yes, sir, I would. Third Wilkie, 1017 7th Avenue. Mayor, council. I stopped by tonight. I was gonna give my hunter ed report, but Bill did a wonderful job last week of doing that. But I also wanted to share with you that this coming weekend, we're gonna have been invited for the 5th time to be the chief range officer for the state BB gun shoot. We're gonna have 19 teams down there. That means Bill and I and another gentleman are gonna be running roughshod over 19 shooters at one time on the line. I want to share with you also that about a third of these youngsters are going to be future hunter ed students. And if we don't keep Riverside Park kind of like it is with the buildings there so that we can use them to educate our young people from this community and other communities that come through here, like Elder Grove, Billings, Park City, Joliet, and Laurel, we have no other place to do that without those facilities down there. So that's extremely important that we try to do our very best to maintain them. I would really be hard pressed to be here 5-6 years from now doing hunter education and have no place to teach those young people that are down there in J.C. Park or J.C. Hall practicing for this state tournament. I get to see some of those kids a few years later, and I know how well they've been trained there because I can see it when they come to our classes. So we've got to really, really do our best to keep those buildings where they are so that we have a place to teach our young people. If we don't do it, it's not going to get done. And I'm trying to teach enough of them, my grandson being included, that one day maybe he can stand in the room in my place. That's where I'm headed with this. So I need your help at some point in the future to make that happen. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the comment. Any other comments from the audience? Seeing none, item 11 is scheduled matters, confirmation of appointments. City County Planning Board. I'd like to appoint Gary Colley to the mayor's appointment of the City Council Planning Board to a term ending June 30th, 2018.
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval of your appointment of Gary Colley to the City County Planning Board.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve by appointment of Gary Colley to the City County Planning Board to fill a term ending June 30th, 2018. Is there any public comment? Any council discussion?
Call question.
Question called for. All in favor of my appointment of Gary Colley to the City County Planning Board to fill a term ending June 30th, 2018, will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passed 8-0. For the Police Commission, I'd like to appoint Tony Cromauer to the Police Commission to fill a term ending December 31st of 2018.
Mr. Mayor, I would move for your appointment of Tony Cromauer to the Police Commission to fill a term ending December 31st, 2018.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve my appointment of Tony Cromauer to the Police Commission to fill a term ending June 30th, 2018. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I read the wrong way. My appointment, Tony Cromauer to the Police Commission to fill a term ending December 31st. So actually, it should be June 30th. It should be December 31st, 2018. So I'll read it again. Is there any public comment? Council discussion?
What?
Question called for. All in favor of my appointment of Tony Cromauer to the Police Commission to fill a term ending December 31st, 2018. Will signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carried 8-0. Thank you, council, for putting up with me. Item 12, and thank you, Cindy, for straightening me out. Items removed from the council agenda, consent agenda. There were none. Item 13, community announcements. 1 minute limit. Does anybody from the community wish to address the council? Seeing none. Item 14 is council discussion.
I have nothing, Your Honor.
Councilmember Hurd.
I have nothing, Your Honor.
Councilmember Stokes.
Yes, there will be a Parks Board meeting on Thursday, 5:30, and we are still looking for one council member to join us in that.
Council Chambers.
Council chamber.
Councilmember Monsieur.
I have nothing,
Councilmember Nelson.
Would you like me to touch on what you want to follow up with under unscheduled matters at a time?
Please, and bring the rest of the council.
To begin with, there's going to be a cemetery commission meeting next Tuesday at 5 o'clock in the, what is this room? Pardon me?
Council Chamber.
Council Chambers.
Yeah, council chamber. Yeah, the council, the conference room. And, so that is on Thursday morning, about 10 o'clock, I received a call from Bethany, who had discovered that the Senate Finance and Claims Committee at the Capitol were going to hear the bill that the Senate floor had voted on twice and passed and sent to the Senate, House Bill 586, which has the appropriations of $2.5 million to come from the appropriation of the $16 million into the emergency fund. Once that money is transferred, that 2.5 would come right back out to the city of Laurel. So it was a big concerted effort to try to get some bodies up to Helena in short order. The four of us definitely came to discuss the finances, should that be necessary. Mayor Mace was also present. I was present. And we had Peters, the fire chief, who had come to discuss the safety issue with our water and our current situation with the 2003 intake and its continuous desire to cavitate in the low runoff without the weir in place. We were told to be brief if we could, that the Senate Finance and Claims Committee preferred that. I tried to be as brief as possible. I was told to try to put some sort of some human face on the issue, so I tried to tie that into the fact that the citizens of Laurel have already paid for this project once in their taxes, and a portion of those taxes that went to Helena having been appropriated for the emergency funding. That 25% that's required state pay should have come out of the emergency funding, and it did not. The state has never in its history not paid that 25% emergency funding match that the FEMA grant dollars require under the presidentially declared emergency. I tried to let them know that we understand what infrastructure is. We put that intake in 2003, knowing very well that the river was migrating on us, that we had to do something or we were going to lose our ability to supply the city with water. It was at that time that we went through every exercise that the city would in trying to secure funding through the raised water rates, through grants, and through trying to secure as much money as we could from general funding reserves. We undertook that project and we placed that 2003 intake where engineers told us would be and the other permitting agencies told us it would be the best place to place that intake. I told that committee we're still paying on that intake today. And that is what you call an infrastructure project. I told the committee that the administration would like to tell them that they view this as infrastructure. And I told the committee that infrastructure projects do not have FEMA-approved worksheets under a FEMA disaster relief number stemming from a presidentially declared emergency in the state. That is not what an infrastructure project is. That is a project under an emergency. So after the eyeball shifted to me and to the clock about 5 or 6 times, I thought maybe I had run my course and I should let somebody else speak. So we had pretty good, representation for the city. I think we had 6 or 7 of us again. The state had one opponent, which was the Governor's Chief Legal Counsel, Andy Huff, who was, again, the only lone opponent during the Senate committee hearing, Appropriations Committee. And we're fairly confident that that will probably get out of committee and do well, maybe unanimously, and only have 2 readings in the Senate or close to it. We're pretty confident that they'll probably go to the governor, and then from there we'll have to see what happens. Our sponsor and Representative Ricky, who have been helping us with that, our sponsor being Dennis Lands, Representative Dennis Lands, suggested that we try to muster as much local support as we can, if we could, get people to write the governor in support of House Bill 586 because of its importance to the community. specifically because, and as I had mentioned to the committee, that the city of Laurel had not only with having that 25% match withheld, we not only had to expend $1.3 million of reserves that we had earmarked for our set basins, which are in terrible disrepair. We also had to take out that loan that has to be repaid, and that is going to tie our hands and could cause us extreme grief before we're able to recapture those funds and utilize those for the project that they were earmarked for. And so with that, the mayor and I met with Kathleen at the Laurel Outlook and discussed that with her, and in the hopes to try to get this out to the people of Laurel. I think she had talked about putting some information on her Facebook page, so anybody who crawls around Facebook or knows people that do, if you could like the Laurel Outlook page, it would be great. Point people to that in the city that you know. I think Kathleen was talking about perhaps trying to get a form letter and on that page, addresses for either snail mail, typical traditional mail, and the link to the governor's website, the state website, where you could make a comment with the governor, contact the governor there with on the pleas for that House Bill 586. I have also sent an email to everybody here on the council with that same form letter, those same addresses. I've also taken, I also sent to Kathleen after I took everybody, all the house addresses, the email addresses that I had sent to me in an Excel form. I copied those out of Excel, put them in Word, and then I spread those out in Word so in the same manner where it would be nice and easy to copy and paste those into your email, into a fine carbon copy line, so that email would like to go to each of those people individually when you send it. So I have done that. You all have that, the Senate and House email addresses. And I also included the letter that I sent to both the House and the Senate just for you to look at it for use as a basis, so we'll just know what it was that I sent personally and basically set something yourself. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Councilman Ross here.
Tom, can the form letter be emailed? Or it can be emailed?
Councilmember.
I'm wondering, Councilmember Nelson, what was the Chief Legal Counsel's resistance or opposition to this? I mean, I know he has some attitudes and he's expressed things are legal questions, but that's his opposition.
And there was no legal opinion offered, nor were there any statutes that would support any reason why the state administration was unable to pay that 25% match. It boiled down to, and that is why I told, and I made it the point that I wanted to tell the Senate Finance and Claims Committee that the administration was the administration's position that this is a infrastructure project, and I explained to them the difference. And that's why I explained the difference. And we have the governor's chief legal counsel again told them that the administration views this as an infrastructure project, and that was their position.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I'd like to thank Kathleen from Maryland for inviting us down and talking about it and maybe getting it out to the paper. I think there's going to be, is there, Kathleen, on our own, there's going to be an address on the Outlook.
It'll be on the Outlook website and our Facebook page. And we also have our publisher today went to the intake site and took pictures and met with some of the people working on it. And we also have a column by Dennis Lenz, who sponsored the bill. That will also be in the paper Thursday.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Any other discussion on that? Councilmember Dickerson.
All I can say is, wow, thank you, Councilman Wilson. I've been there, I thought it was still open. I will not be attending the workshop meeting on
Councilmember McGee.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it did generate some, whatever this was that came out for April 1st. I heard from email and people personally, like, what are you doing and why didn't you tell us about this? And it kind of derived a blank look on their face when I said, April Fools? Anyway, and then I also heard that our Buffalo Run also made press for people again this year, and I heard about that also as well very early this morning. Just wanted everybody to know it went off really well.
We're not a boring bunch in Laurel, are we?
That's right. You can be a sanctuary city, the buffaloes that run. By God, carry on.
Is that all, Bruce?
That's it.
Councilmember Eaton.
Yes, there may be a public works meeting this coming Monday, the 10th. The committee members will be informed when we finalize whether or not that's going to happen. So just stay tuned.
Right.
And that's the only thing that I have.
Okay, item 15, unscheduled matters. I have none. I guess that was what I was going to do. That's been done, so I have none.
I move for adjournment if we're done.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn council meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried 8-0.
If we got that meeting at 6 o'clock.
Thank you very much for coming.
What time did you decide? Was it